my cutest little children. I believe every one of you who is watching this video is doing absolutely good. So this is your Jasmine Ma'am and I'm here with a very important video about two things. The most important questions of the chapter human reproduction and also reproductive health. And I know you have your FA examination going to come. If you're someone who feels that ma'am, I'm not studied too much, or probably when you see this question you feel that I do not know the answer for it, first thing that I want to tell you is that you at least know that right now and probably you can start working on it. Yes, that should be a belief. Let's go ahead. I do not want to waste any bit of your time. So here are some 3-marker very important questions from the chapter human reproduction. Why directly 3-marker? Because according to the KCET board, that is second PUC board, it says that from this chapter you get 3, 5 and basically MCQ questions out there. There is no 2-marker. In your FA it could be changing, there could be 2-marker questions, but it could be coming from the same concepts that I have mentioned over here. So there are 3 very important concepts. Okay, one is going to be the menstrual cycle, second spermatogenesis, third is the placenta. These 3 concepts are going to mostly give you the questions from this chapter in terms of 3-marker. Now by that I mean that if you are someone who says that ma'am, I know everything about menstrual cycle because I am really good with this question, that is what is menstrual cycle? I know the answer for this, ma'am. Okay, and what is the exact flow? I know the answer for this. But are you sure that if at all they twist the question a bit, will you be able to answer that question? If you're not sure about that, that means that there is a lack in concept somewhere and we need to fix that. I'm telling you this because when I say that these concepts are important, there could be so many different types of questions that could be framed from it. Only if you're aware of the concept really well, you will be able to solve it. And how do you understand whether you're aware of the concept or not? When you see question and when you start solving it. So for example, I have covered menstrual cycle, but am I able to do this question? Explain the changes that occur in the ovary and the uterus during the luteal phase of the menstrual cycle. Am I able to answer that question in 3 or 5 points out there? If yes, and if this thing is very clear to me while I'm writing, it's all clear to me, I know the concept. So the bottom line is, dear children, understand when I say that concept is important, don't just read the concept, try to solve the questions that I have given over here. There are different patterns of questions which are there. If you're able to solve it, that means you're good to go. Okay, similarly you have a question over here, what is menstrual cycle? This will be easy. Mention 1 pituitary and 1 ovarian hormone that play a role in the menstrual cycle. Are you able to solve that question? If yes, it's good. So from menstrual cycle you can get questions. It could be like this, it could be in a different manner put in front of you, but you will be able to solve it if you're prepared for it. Okay, second is spermatogenesis, that is formation of sperm. You know from spermatogonia it is going to divide and it is going to give spermatids. The spermatids are going to form spermatozoa. What do you call this? Spermiogenesis. Then the sperms move out to the seminiferous tubule. What do you call it? Spermiation. All these chutku terms are important. Apart from it, what are the hormones? How are they going to help with the process of spermatogenesis? Those type of questions can come. Okay, they can either ask you a direct question like that, or they can ask you a question like this. Study the following flow chart. Name the hormones involved at each stage. Explain their functions. So hypothalamus, how does it help in spermatogenesis? It produces GnRH. How does pituitary help? It is going to produce FSH and LH. How does testis help? You have to talk about that. In the testis, what is going to happen? Basically in the testis, the spermatogenesis process is going to happen, right? Testis is going to produce androgens, the male sex hormones. The male sex hormones, you have been asked about, name the hormones. So the male sex hormone, that is androgen or testosterone, is going to be produced over here. So you have to talk about all of it. If you're able to do it really well, you get your marks. And how will you be able to answer all of it? If you know the concept really well and you try solving this. When you try solving this, you will get to understand that this is where I am lagging behind. I probably need to reattempt it, or I need to go and revisit the concept once more. Got it? Similarly, you can get questions like this. Name the pituitary and testicular hormones involved in spermatogenesis. So pituitary hormones is FSH and LH. Testicular hormone is basically what? Testosterone, or basically I can say androgens are there. Got it? So this type of question could be coming from here. Now placenta, from the placenta direct question can be coming. What is placenta? State its function. Or you can get questions like this. When and where do chorionic villi appear in humans? State their function. So chorionic villi helps in the formation of placenta. So if you know about placenta, you know about chorionic villi as well. If you studied it properly, you know about this also. You will be able to answer this question. There are less chances for these type of questions to come in FA1, but straight direct questions could also be coming. So be prepared for that. Okay, apart from it, there's a question that is parturition. Parturition is what? Expulsion of the baby out of the mother's womb once it is formed completely, right? Now, this is a neuroendocrine mechanism. What do you mean by that? That means nervous signal, endocrine signal, all of it is being mixed over here. How do we explain that? So, you have to explain the whole flow of how the baby comes out, what is fetal ejection reflex and things like that. Cool. This is how, or these are the important types of questions that are going to come. I'm not saying this exact question would be coming in, but these concepts could be giving you questions. Be ready for it. Okay, and by the way, if you feel that, well, whatever questions you have told right now, it goes from here, I'm really scared seeing this question. I'm telling you again, it's not to scare you up, it's to make you understand that yes, I'm aware these type of questions are going to come. I will be preparing accordingly, then I'll be tension free. And if you're worried to where to find the answers and all, by the way, I had done a one-shot video. I hope you have seen this thumbnail. A lot of them commented on the thumbnail. I was really curious to design it up. I told that this is how I want, and it came out like that. I'm really glad. But I got some few comments out there saying that, ma'am, the lecture really helped a lot. And I'm pretty sure for every one of you who is going to watch that lecture, it is definitely going to help you. Okay, right now, not so many of you have watched it. I'll request you to watch it if you have time. The lecture is long, but in that long lecture, the concept and the questions, both of them are done equally. So it will be all in one. If you have time, you can watch it right now, or probably you can watch it later on. Anyway, I am coming live. Okay, I'm coming for the marathon. One live is already done. Yesterday I did it. Tomorrow I have a live where I'm planning to cover all the 3 chapters which are left. That is human reproduction, reproductive health, and principles of inheritance and variation. If you have not checked it out, go click on the notify button for that. Okay, now coming back to the 5 marker questions which are there. In the 5 marker question, mostly you are going to see a diagram based question, and the diagram based question could be about the female reproductive system or the male reproductive system, or it could be mammary gland, or finally it could be schematic representation of spermatogenesis, where you just have to make the primary spermatocyte and all of them divide and form them. These are the questions that has most chance of coming. Now, if you want to practice advanced question, that is also over here. These are some hot questions also. So over here, draw a sectional view of seminiferous tubule of the human and label the following cells. So you have to draw the seminiferous tubule. Inside the while you're studying about spermatogenesis, there is a picture given to you about what's there inside the seminiferous tubule. Go look at that particular picture, and in that picture based question, what you have to do, you have to tag each of the cell that divide by mitosis. That is what? Spermatogonia. Cell that undergo meiosis 1. You have to talk about primary spermatocyte. Okay, cell that undergo meiosis 2, secondary spermatocyte. So we have to tag them. Only if you know spermatogenesis, you will be able to solve this question. That's why I'm telling you that's important. Okay, similarly, you can get questions like this on the basis of menstrual cycle in the 5 marker session also. It goes like this. I'll show you the question. It's a very nice question actually. Given below is a flow chart. So here is a flow chart that they had given. Okay, and A, B, C, D, everything is being mentioned over here. You have to tell from primary follicle who is going to help to form the graphene follicle stimulating hormone FSH. Okay, from graphene follicle to ova, what is going to happen? LH, luteinizing hormone surge is going to happen. That is why ovulation is going to be there. Ova is going to be produced. So again, if you know about the menstrual cycle, probably you will be able to get down this particular answer out there. So they have been asked about what is A, B, and everything, A, B, and C. The next part is women experience 2 major events in their lifetime, one at menarche and the second at menopause. Mention the characteristics of both the event. So in menarche, it begins, reproductive cycle begins. In menopause, it stops. That's the only thing that you have to write. But if you're aware about this, you will be able to do the part 1 of this particular question as well. So these type of questions could be coming. Oogenesis, when I say spermatogenesis, schematic representation of oogenesis could also be coming, but more chances of spermatogenesis is there. That's why I've said this. Okay, so while you solve questions, make sure you solve make sure you practice these diagrams really well. Be thorough about the concepts that I've told you. Menstrual cycle, spermatogenesis, and placenta, and apart from it, a little bit of oogenesis also. Be aware of it. Cool. Now, as I said, I am going to cover all of it in the marathon. I have already done it in the one shot as well. Cool. Now over here, Baba, these are the 3 images which are super important. Diagrammatic view of male reproductive system, page number 19, female reproductive system, page number 29, and the mammary gland, page number 30. Very important diagrams. Make sure you practice it. Yes, and here are a few more pictures. This picture which is there, spermatogenesis and oogenesis schematic representation, could be asked to draw. If you know the process, it will be easy for you to draw, but practice the drawing once. Okay, here you would not be asked to draw this, but just understand it can be in MCQ question format. What is E? E is what? Morula. Morula is the embryo which is having 8 to 16 cells out there. It is there in the fallopian tube and is moving down slowly. Okay, then the menstrual cycle, again you will not be asked to draw, do not be worried, but just know the steps and everything that is required over here. Cool. Now coming to one more very important thing, and that is reproductive health. By the way, every one of you who have not hit on the subscribe button, make sure you do so. And where are you going to get the PDF? I'm going to talk about that very soon. So reproductive health, the 2-marker questions, more chances for infertility and art related concept. Art means assisted reproductive technology related concepts are gonna come. So infertility, explain the technique that can help a woman who is unable to produce viable ova but can produce suitable environment for fertilization and further development. It would be what? Gift. Okay, she is having suitable environment, she just need the gametes, so gamete intrafallopian transfer. Suggest any 2 arts that can help the couple to have a child, but the problem is with the female partner. If it's with the female partner, it could be a gamete problem, then gift. If it's something else, fertilization not happening within her body, then IVF. In IVF you have ZIFT and embryo transfer. So transferring zygote or embryo up to the stage of 8 blastomeres into the fallopian tube is ZIFT, and embryo transfer means if it is beyond 8 cell, you will have to transfer it inside the uterus directly. That is embryo transfer, IUT. Okay, and then mention the reasons for infertility in humans. I told you more chances for infertility and art related questions are there. 2 events that are inhibited by intake of oral contraceptives. What are inhibited by the intake of oral contraceptives? Ovulation and implantation. What are emergency contraceptives? Right there, hormonal combinations, progesterone, estrogen combination would be more than enough. And what are the reasons for population explosions? So you can talk about it. Cool. And what are the reasons for population explosion? Do you know that? Basically, maternal mortality rate is going to decrease. Okay, they are not the reason for population. Okay. Now the next thing is 3-marker, more chances for STIs and MTP. STIs means sexually transmitted infections and MTPs means medical termination of pregnancy. Over here, define venereal disease. It's nothing but the STI only. STI is known as venereal disease. Mention the modes of transmission of HIV, hepatitis B, and what are the symptoms of the venereal diseases. So how does HIV and hepatitis B transfer? You should know it can be blood transfusion, it can be any fluids are there. Okay, so please know about that. What are the symptoms of say venereal disease? That could also be coming for a 3-marker. Now write any 3 principles to be followed by people to be free from sexually transmitted infections. The 3 things which are given in your book, you should be writing that. What is medical termination of pregnancy? That means what is MTP? Mention any 2 medical grounds on which pregnancy can be terminated. If it's risk for the mother's life, it's risk for the baby's life, and the baby has some disease, genetically identified disease which is fatal for it. Right? The popular and effective contraceptive includes IUDs. Mention the type of IUD. There are different types of IUD, you can just mention it, just know about it. The picture shows the contraceptive device used by the woman. This is the picture. You have to identify the contraceptive device. What is it? It is going to be, any idea? This is copper T. It looks like a T, right? It's copper T, and it's basically an IUD. Okay, it's a copper releasing IUD. And mention how it prevents fertilization and conception. Basically, copper ions pull the sperm, says that you cannot move, though it reduces the sperm motility and also the fertilizing capacity of the sperm. So this is how it is. These are the very important questions that you should be ultimately trying. As I said, I am going to come in the live for the marathon. I will be making sure that I complete everything. For those of you who have attended the first marathon, you know that we go in depth, we cover everything that is important. So yes, that is going to be done from my end. So that's all, and as I said, where do you find the PDF and everything? By the way, let me talk about that over here because that is also ultimately super important. Just give me a second. Okay, so basically under every video you will be able to see something like this, that is join free ACE KCET 2027 course. Just click on this particular link. When you click over here, you will be getting a tab like this, okay, where you have to go with buy now option. Don't worry, there is no price for it. Just click on buy now and this is going to get opened. Now Pariksha Veera is not going to be there for you, just this will be there. Okay, obviously you have to fill in your number. That's the only thing that has to be done. Click here and then you will be able to see everything that we do on YouTube. I'm talking about academics, because you know there's a lot of confusion between counseling video, academic video. So all the academic videos are being segregated subject wise. So over here I am a biology teacher, so let me go with biology. I have all the chapters, all the things that I have done over here sorted, okay, sorted in a good manner, and there will be assignments also given to you in the later half. Okay, so soon the assignments or probably some extra materials would be provided to you over here, and I'll request you to join our WhatsApp channel as well. That is also equally important, because that is where you're gonna get all the updates. Okay, so that's all. Now wishing you the best. Please take care. Bye-bye.